the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this evening's live, we got a lot to talk about with XRP. A lot of stuff that will point to our next direction in the charts. And are the bulls going to allow us to push up to that 60-cent mark? As we did surge some 12% to a predictable move, but now we've come back and back tested around that 54-cent area. So is that going to allow us to push to the next level? That's going to be something we'll look over. We'll take a look at this during the live as to how the XRP skyrockets to new all-time high in millionaire addresses. So that's millionaires, or anybody who has a wallet or on the exchange, they have over 1 million XRP in their holdings. This has surged to a new all-time high in the amount of wallets that hold. It's 2,400 and some change. And that's the same thing this is talking about. I'm going to read this article instead, though, but this is talking about the wallets here. And then the only other thing I want to talk about, and this could be interesting, Ripple XRP price forecast, this 930 million signal could decide the next move. And basically what ended up happening here is the trading volume dropped 930 million despite 30% price rally. So do we have enough support to push a further move up? That's something that obviously remains to be seen. We've got HBAR up 56% today, and over the weekend we talked about how it moved into very bullish territories. You can't predict a 55% move in one day, but it certainly was looking at more bullish than bearish opportunity there. As on the drop out of that formation, it came down, hit the technical target, and back tested that formation breakout. And now what it's done, it's either come up here to double top at 1413 area, or there's something much bigger at play here, and this could be a very big breakout here for HBAR. I get a lot of people who ask me, should I buy this now? It's very hard for me to recommend you to buy it after a 55% breakout. If I'm talking, I just want to get this out of the way right before, on the very opening here for HBAR. If you're asking me after a massive breakout like this, the likelihood is wherever this decides to top, and it could be getting close, it could continue to rally. We don't know how far this can go. But the more likelihood scenario is that at some point we're going to have to validate this massive move up. So from right here, this is about a 15% drop here from the top to come back into this area. Now it's anybody's guess how far this can actually rally. But just in our experience, when it does make a big move like this, you know, we got to be looking at some kind of retracement. There's going to be liquidity spikes so that it can continue the rally going forward, if in fact it's not done yet. And in the smaller time frames, it could just be on the precipice here as we're getting closer to the end of the day to where it finally starts to show a sign of reversal. At some point, this is going to have a hardy correction. It's been a spectacular move. From all the way down, I remember Saturday when it was at 8.4, I told everybody once it pushes that 8.8 line and holds, it's very bullish. And we had a very active discussion about this, and that's exactly what happened. It came up to 9.3, consolidated back down to 8.6, and it's never looked back. Never looked back. We know things can't go straight up forever, so there's going to be these areas and moments. So if you are swing trading it or if you're looking for a long, just pay attention. It's up 55%. If you're going in, especially to a futures long, even a futures short, be very careful because that's a very volatile spot right now. You could go long and get wiped out just as easily as you could go short and get wiped out. So just be cautious there. But we've all seen this. When things go up 50, 55, 70% in a day, you often have those corrections and it balances back out. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but there is the prospect here by the time this live ends that this could be sitting back down around 11.5, 12 cents. Or if it ends up continuing this very bullish momentum, who knows, maybe it could end up surpassing 15, 16, but it does speak to the fact that we should see some kind of correction here. And this is typically where the experienced traders try to capitalize. So we'll see what happens there. So let me just go into the intro real quick and then we'll get into XRP. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It would mean a great deal to me as this month, you know, it's been a trying month for crypto. and also for the audience as well. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It allows more people to see this community, because I think we have a beautiful community here. We do a great job trying to enlighten everybody. So I would greatly appreciate if you could help me by pushing this content forward, and I really do mean that. So good evening, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I know a lot of people in our audience like HBAR, so I'm glad to see this rally transfer, happening right now. I really am. It came down at a beautiful consolidation, and now it's gone up from that 6.8 cents. It's gone up some 120, 130% from there in a very short amount of time. So right now it's up 57.4%, and we'll continue to watch HBAR as it is on a very nice momentous move here right now. So we'll continue to watch it as this live unfolds. We'll make sure to take a look at the audience as well to see what everybody's saying about the technicals today. We'll take a look at XRP as it's down 1.57% today. Nothing major. It came down and retested this area of the technical target at just over 54 cents. Back tested it beautifully earlier. And now we'll see if this is going to be able to hold for some kind of reversal here. And it remains to be seen, is the rest of the market going to have a move like HBAR? Or is HBAR the exception to the rule this evening? That's going to be the question that we continue asking. It could very well be ahead of the rest of the market as well, as XRP right now has a weekly reversal candle technically trying to set up here. Is it more bearish than bullish? I'll let you decide that as of right now. But it definitely seems like there very well could be a reversal candle potentially trying to play out here. So we'll have to watch this as the week unfolds. But right now our very important level is at 54 cents. Because if we lose 54 cents, then you have to come back down to this 52 cent area. And then if you lose that 52 cents, then that would be an all but certain retest again back on this handle support here, which is right around the 50.7 cent mark in today's terms. So that's what we're watching right now as far as XRP goes. And there's not a lot more we can say except we're trying to hold this 54 cent mark. And we're trying to see if this rally can continue on. And we can do something similar to HBAR, because HBAR's taking the market by storm today. There's no easier way to say it. HBAR is taking the market by storm, up 58%. Make that 59. It's just on a tear. And now it's just pushing up again. So we'll see what ends up actually playing out here. But HBAR is on a bona fide tear here. And it's actually something to be seen. Actually something to be seen. So I'm going to take a look at the comments. I just want to pull up on my phone. Actually, I don't even know how many people are watching. Only 76 people here tonight, so shouldn't be too hard to go through the comments. I need your help more than ever to help me push this content, because I am getting shadow banned pretty hard, and I've gotten a lot of messages from people that have not been able to find my content because it's not being promoted. So only half of the audience hitting the like button, though, so that's going to make it a little more difficult for YouTube to recommend it. But at the same time, I appreciate the 45 people that hit that like button. That's gonna make it. Let's see. John, welcome in. Gala update, please. Any confirmation on what the game event is and when? Can't find anything definitive. It's just a game con. Nothing like out of this world, but typically when the gaming coins or tokens end up having rallies, it ends up being around the game con. So, but yeah, we can look at Gala for sure this evening. Nick, welcome in. Moza here. Good evening. Good late evening to you, my friend. Yes, please hit that like button. And thank you, Mo, UK, Phil, both of you for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the XRP Meteor. I greatly appreciate, or over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Nick, good evening. Welcome in along with Mario, Louise, Willamese, Roach 91. Welcome. Christopher, good evening. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army, along with JW for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. And HBAR is definitely moving, isn't it, Tanya, this evening? What a move. UK Phil, already said hi to you, my brother. Tanner the Great, welcome in. Mark Caston, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. John Hall, good evening. Coffee and Crypto, welcome. And yes, hit that like button, please, everybody. And there goes the poke of the yearly highs. Oh, yeah. So, at least we were able to do a little bit of an update on HBAR. Somebody asked me to look at Gala. Gala's up at 5 cents right now. It's had a pretty nice recovery here. It held the uptrending support. And to me, it looks like it's coming for a retest of the drop point around 6 cents. So that's what I'd be looking for. As long as it can continue in a bullish way. If it does break down, we should be looking back at the uptrending support around 4.3. But now, what you've seen with HBAR, it remains to be seen if more of the market is going to go that route, or if more of the market, if that's just kind of the exception to the rule here, as we can see HBAR is up better than 63% right now. So is it the exception to the rule, or is this an indication of what could be to come here? As of right now, we would say it's a exception to the rule. We don't really have anything else that we can even point to besides HBAR that's having a rally of any kind of that length. Most is red today. But it's cool to see HBAR moving like that. HBAR's it's one for the future as well. So it's good to see this. It's good to see this because sometimes you need a little relief and see some positivity in the price action. Have fun, TT.
We're coming right back, Daddy, and we're gonna be happy.
Oh, bye, Michaela. But with XRP in the 4-hour time frame, we're looking to see if we can bounce off of this. Right now, it's looking a little bearish in this 4-hour candle up. I must say so myself. We got this rejection on the 4-hour time frame on the 200-day. So we'll see if we're going to be able to hold this. We're going to see if we can be able to hold this. We do have a bullish cross here in the 4-hourly. So, but it's not surprising that we back tested here. And we're having a little bit of trouble getting off the ground here at this exact moment. Well, it's going to definitely see if this ends up continuing on or if we pull down here. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. A lot of the money's flowing into HBAR right now as we speak. So it's going to be interesting to see, like I said, how this transpires here. We do have some reading to do tonight, as we talked about. The fact that you don't require me to subscribe to your channel caused me to like your video. Yeah, I wouldn't force anybody to subscribe to the channel. If somebody wants to watch the channel, I don't think there should be any special requirement for somebody to do so. So I try to make it all inclusive. Right now, it's just been a trying time for me personally in my community. Just because YouTube likes to restrict my content. So it helps me a lot when you guys hit that like button. More so than anybody can probably ever imagine. I mean, is it working on a bull flag? It's to be determined. I don't necessarily think it's a bull flag. I think that I broke out of a short-term bull flag and hit these technical levels. And now it's starting to show some signs of bearishness here going into the daily close. But that's not like it's bearish. The pattern's going to break down and it's all over. Oh, yeah, I like when people talk. I like when people talk. Do we still have a few months to stack up on XRP before it hits? I mean, your guess is as good as mine. If XRP, the technical pattern can last until the end of this year. The all-time pattern. The all-time pattern can absolutely go all the way out until the end of this year, until December, if we look at this logically. But that doesn't mean it has to. Look at HBAR today. HBAR was just down at 6.2 cents a couple weeks ago, and now all of a sudden it's back over 14. So, no, I don't know if you have that much time. You could have way longer than that, though. You know? Yeah, it'll do that. The wind's going to affect the sound. I apologize. Not much I can do about it today because there was too much activity in my house. Because Julie was doing something with the kids. So I couldn't do the live inside. So I apologize for the wind, I do. But there's honestly nothing I can do about it. But yeah, I mean, this is the all-time formation here with XRP. And if we're just looking at it on the onset, we can see it from a weekly perspective. We hit resistance 1 all the way back here in January of 2018. Then we have March of 2020 where we hit support. Came back up here and hit resistance in 2021. Came back down here to support in 22, 23, 22 and 23. came to resistance in 24. We came down. We didn't quite tap the uptrend, but it allowed us to know that it was still intact here. So now if you look at it in the weekly, though, right now that's a bearish weekly candle. I hate to say that, but unless it... it's so weird to say. But unless this pulls down right now, the way it's set up is a weekly bull or weekly candle, weekly bearish candle. Kind of looks like a gravestone in disguise. But if we pulled down a little bit, it would turn into a long leg doji, and that can be signified as a reversal candle. Now, I'm not saying either way what's going to happen, but we definitely need some kind of structure to fill out here. Otherwise, you know, if you were looking at it a little bit closer, you might say, uh-oh, we could have some kind of reversal candle here. But we're still very much in the midst, everybody. We're still very much in the midst of a back test here. And until the market cap breaks this area, this could very well be for naught. And it's very identifiable in the weekly. Just because HBAR did what it did, that could be a slingshot. So the rest of the market, you know, we oftentimes have the distraction when the market's bearish. Right now, HBAR is up a shitload. But I don't want everybody to think the rest of the market, you can buy anything and it's going to go over 64%. But I'm telling you, I've never been more confident in my XRP. I will not let go of my XRP. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, somebody says free the hair. See, this is what they're talking about. I promised I wouldn't cut my hair until XRP hit $1. And this was in July of last year. So now we are, even my goatee. See, the goatee could use a trim as well. But we are definitely, the hair is actually, it's definitely flying around here now. XRP Ricky Ripple, you got 1 million HBAR, then you are a very happy man right now. You're very happy. Very, very happy. Definitely very happy as it's up 66% today. I have my DGB that I built back into a little bit after the, well, more than a little bit. I have more than I had before. I'm hoping that this has a universal rally, but we'll see what happens here. That's over 100,000 tokens with DGB. Between DGB and XDC was where I was making my mark on this dip down. So we'll see, but HBAR right now up 70%. Woo! I hope the rest of the market has this in store. And I hope this isn't just a pump and dump for HBAR. Is there some news on HBAR right now? I hope this is sustainable so much. Hedera to conduct testnet upgrade on April 24th. Interesting. Big news, Stanley, is that where do we think the top is? When you have rallies like this, it's really tough to say, but if we, I mean, now it goes back to the grand pattern, the grand resistance. After a breakout from this level, we back tested it, and we're essentially filling out. Yeah, see, this is filled out essentially, that it has filled that out the entire way. So where's the target? That's the technical target. That's the technical target here. We have all but filled out that technical move. And like now if we're looking, it's tricky here. How much steam do we have left here? It's very tricky because this is going into uncharted territories now. BlackRock and Hedera partnered. Well, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. That's a beautiful catalyst right there. Up 6.2 cents on the day. Woo. I understand that, Mr. Carter, from 5.2 cents the summer of July. So, I mean, you could very well have a pump and dump here if that's the news. Because you're going to have a lot of money flow in, a lot of money flow out after. But that doesn't mean it can't go up way more than it is now. XRP Future Millionaire.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. My son likes when I say XRP future millionaire. Yeah, HBAR. For it to get super bullish. The problem is that, I mean, that's a huge rally, and that's not a problem. It's just, this is where a lot of people who weren't in before the pump end up buying it through the rally, and then they end up becoming exit liquidity for the ones who were in pre-pump. So, but I mean, there's a lot of room here. Yeah, I guess that 15.5 area, that old wick back here, you definitely want to get over these old areas of the drop. So 15.5, but that seems like it's all but taking that area. Yeah, look at this. It's honestly hard to say. Like I said in the beginning, though, until this rally's over, you know, it's impossible to say. That's why I said if you're going short, be very careful when I first started the live. Yep, I see everybody saying BlackRock partnered with HBAR, which that's huge news. That is huge news. I like seeing that. I like seeing that. So yeah, that's the exception to the rule here, everybody. You're getting a lot of money flowing into HBAR, and the rest of the market's basically doing what it's meant to do. Do I think Elon Musk will use XRP? Well, if I was just going for what he talks about, I would say you have more of an opportunity for Dogecoin to be used on payment for X, just because that's what he is associated with, but nothing would surprise me at this point. XRP certainly needs a catalyst, though. And that's a reversal candle in the 4-hourly. Yep, I see they added it to their money market account. The money market account, that is excellent news. It is all it takes. It really is. Now I always worry about the ones who are going to buy this after 75% and they're not long holders. Like if you have HBAR, hold it. Have it for a long hold if you're buying it after a pump like this. Because you're going to get just as many people that are happy in the audience tomorrow that are very pissed off, because we all know what happens after massive moves. And this could just be the start. We don't know. We're not going to keep harping on it. But I actually like seeing this kind of stuff. This is one that we bought during FOMO Fridays and Winning Wednesdays all the way back last year. You know, and for the ones who have it, that's it's okay, Tommy. XRP future millionaire. My son's mad because he's got to go back inside. He's okay. He's got to go back inside and he's not happy. You know how kids are. Well, let's get through some of our reading as we watch the market unfold. Well, Bitcoin real quick is down 729 points to 66,129. We've got the potential of a possible reversal happening right before our very eyes. We could be back testing here. Oh, don't ask me if I would sell. I'm not a financial advisor. Like if you're selling HBAR right now after this pump, you've got to make an educated and informed decision here. With that partnership, you don't know what can happen now. You're waiting for stuff like that to happen. Yes, I acknowledge the daily's going to be way overbought. Everything's way overbought now in the shorter time frames. And if I was guessing, and you're asking where some kind of back test would be, it might have to happen way back here at 11.8, but you don't know. This could build its own set. This could be on its own set. But this could start a whole bull run for HBAR. We don't know. It could be on its own separate thing. So if you're selling out, you've got to make educated decisions here. Before any news was had, the technical target's 14.9 cents. After that back test held on the drop, if it played through, the total technical target was 14.9 cents. If I'm guessing, could it be topping? Who the hell knows? To sell right now, you would have to make that decision. I would never tell you to sell when it's got news like that, and then it's starting to pump. You have to make that decision. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He sure was. And yes, he has done it before. But see, this is the thing, though. If you bought in and you got news like that and it goes up 75%, if you're happy, obviously you do what you got to do. But if you're looking for something bigger and better, you know. But I'm just telling you, you know, there's going to be people that are buying right now. So some people are very happy. Some people will be very upset. That's all I'll say. You do with that with what you will. Now, could this have started a fresh bull run for HBAR? You better believe it. But could it have started a fresh big sell-off as well so it can grab liquidity? You know, I'm not one to speculate, but BlackRock's not exactly your best ally. They do like to cost people a lot of liquidity. They don't care how they do it, by the way, either. They'll do it however they have to. God, it makes me happy just to see one thing that our audience watches move. Just one. You want to see one damn thing that actually moves. One. Just to give you that sign that, hey, you're looking for that piece of news. But that, everybody who's watching right now, that's the key. That's why you do what you do with XRP. That you're anticipating something beyond your wildest dreams, right? When we get some kind of resolution to this case, and it's getting closer and closer by the day. If you think that blow off the top of you, what's wrong with having 10,000 tokens? Don't be sad about that. 10,000 tokens right now went from being worth $900 to almost $1,600 in one day. Don't be mad. Be mad. But I think XRP in its time, it's got so much built up pressure here. So much built up pressure that once it gets the final green light that this case is over, I'm telling you right now, we've never seen an asset being held back like this. You know, that's what I'm saying, JW. We all know what BlackRock's intention is. Quick, easy money, and then they let the investors rot. So if you're one of these quick, easy monies, make sure you don't get rotted away with BlackRock. I've seen it 1 billion times over and 1,000 more times after that. But damn, do I like it happening to something like HBAR. Oh, yes. And if anybody appreciates my work, don't hesitate to join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat. Hell, maybe you're one of the ones that were with us on FOMO Fridays at HBAR 5.2 cents. I would love to see some pay it forward mentality. It's been one of the slowest months that I've had in the last probably year. No joke. But I can understand it. I can understand it. Something's going to happen. Something always happens. Something always happens. You very well could. Just, if that's your plan with XRP, remember, we're looking to make sure we hold 54 cents. Otherwise, you could find yourself a better opportunity as well. You could even find yourself a better opportunity. Right now, we're back testing here. This would be the double bottom if it could hold. If not, you could shoot right through back to 52. Buying more HBAR with my HBAR profit. That, my friend, is very dangerous. Listen, my friend, that's very dangerous unless you know exactly what you're doing. A lot of times, people cut their profits in half because they'll buy at the very top of a pump. Just relish in the fact that you were in this before such a huge pump. You know? But I mean, you could buy more with just the profit. So if you had like $10,000, well, actually, shit, that's a 70%. So you'd be buying 70% more. If I'm just being honest with you, wait for a pullback. Wait for, wow, that's a big, whoa. Hey, wow. That almost makes me, I almost spit out my $99.99. XRP Ricky Ripple, holy crap. That's like the entirety of all my donations in like the last 2 weeks. Or week. That's crazy. Wow, thank you so much. That's an unbelievable one. But just be careful. Just be careful. You know, if you're just adding on to the top of a rally, there's got to be some kind of correction in rallies. We know this. You look for an exhaustion candle. XRP Ricky Ripple, I really appreciate that. Like, seriously, holy crap. That'll humble you a bit, huh? 5-minute reversal candle, go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your first real exhaustion candle playing out in the 5 minutes. So watch out. This doesn't mean that it's reversing. But I'm telling you, somebody's going to be very, 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 very unhappy here. And there's a lot that have made 100% here, 75% in the last day and a half, that are going to buy it again, and then they're going to lose all their profits halfway back down. My honest opinion is if you're going to buy more, and you're just trying to buy more on the top, I would just sell half of it right now, because the odds on are you're going to get a better deal going back down and buying half more, even if it's 10% off, than you are going back up. Like, that's just the honest to God truth. I'm not advocating you to sell it. I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. But it doesn't mean it's done yet, because it obviously hasn't had any real correction phase. So now, oftentimes, when we start expecting the pullback, and these are awesome ones to see in real time, you can get this, and then all of a sudden you get that next layer, and you're like, holy shit, this was just a shoulder. So we'll see if it's playing into something bigger. So don't think it's just going to go down in one shot either. There's a lot of tricks to be had here, folks. We just started this move. Just started any kind of correction, if any. Sometimes it just comes back 6-7%, shoots up another 15. So there's no right or wrong answer to how you trade. Oh yeah, the weekly, it's saying it just began. The weekly time frame's a lot different. The weekly, remember though, the weekly is a lagging indicator though, so until that candle closes in the daily, or in the, well, you can actually put it on to where it's not a lagging, but if you don't have it set up that way, you won't see what this move looks like until the end. A lot of volume coming in today though, folks. A lot of volume. A lot of volume. Polka dot, I mean, I have never really thought anything real negative about it. It's just, it's priced higher than I would like it. That's all I'll say. At the assets I'm looking for, it's at a weird level. Hey, Kyle Kupia, Cape Cod Kyle. Please be safe on the road, my friend. Please be safe on the road, and I appreciate you tuning in. That's awesome. It's awesome to see you guys tuning in today. Even with, although, you know, with the HBAR, it makes us feel at least a little bit better. But at least HBAR is up 70%. But as for the rest of the market looks like Carotos. You know, with what HBAR did, could we be looking at something similar for maybe algo? I don't know. But you would need some kind of catalyst here as well. Everyone, if we said, oh, could this be doing the same thing as HBAR? Well, we're going to need some kind of catalyst here. Speaking of looking at stuff, B2 Gold is back within a very interesting level. I started looking at this, and you guys know at 298 I sold. At 260, it liquidated me out after it broke through. And then when it came down here, I started looking at it, and at 252, I said, the hell with it. If it holds this uptrend, it's got a mighty big consolidation, or I'm going to once again do what I did on the other part. If it comes through this bottom at 248, then it's going to sell it out again, and then it's going to probably ride to 229. I'm trying to find the exact moment that this happens, because precious metals, there's been no real changing of hands here with actual physical metals. It's just paper. The paper. It's been paper. So there's not only people are buying right now. You're not seeing people getting rid of it. And B2 gold up to a 6.35% dividend right now. So I was able to buy from selling out 33 cents earlier. Well, it was 38 cents earlier. And then it parlayed it into a couple cents more, but lost a few cents, gained a few cents. But that allowed, it's a pretty big savings, and it allowed for a decent amount of extra shares here. So we'll see what happens here. And we'll see if they find the right side of town here. But I am very, very bullish, as everybody knows, on precious metals. But these have had massive rallies as well. So are we going to start a fresh reversal? Or is this the start of a further correction? So I say, if you're buying all of this, now you got to be careful. Below the 200-day, technically putting in a sneaky reversal at the end on what looks like a bull flag on a nice W Gartley reversal. So it doesn't look like to me gold's done moving yet. With the drop down of the US dollar as well, I'd say maybe what you've seen in some of these, especially how in HBAR's case, is what's probably playing out in the precious metals market. So take advantage of a lot of that as well. There's not a lot of things you can get 6.3% dividend on your money. So, and it fluctuates as the price goes down. If the price goes down, the dividend gets higher. If the price goes up, dividend gets smaller. Typically, when it's in its healthy range, is between 4.7 and 5.2%. That's how you know the price is in a more constrictive range. Whenever it's over 6%, the asset's undervalued, and they got to lure you in with the dividend. So HBAR deserves happy days. Ooh, maybe we could bring in a overall happy feeling. So for the ones who don't know what this is, you're going to be in for a treat here. As my hair continues to get longer, as my XDC and DG bags continue to get bigger, because XDC I've got a lot, DGB I've got in terms of a lot, XRP I've got exactly what I need. HBAR, we're just happy to see it's on a run because there's so many in the audience that are holding a good position. So if you don't know what this is, I used to play this when XRP was having bad days back in 21, and it survived all the way to 24. And right now, XRP, we need this. HBAR's trying to hold this trend here, but we need this for XRP. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash, and we have, and we did, and we may, and we will, and we won't, and we don't know anymore. Too much FUD, too much BS. Stay true, stay blessed. God, I love that. I'm glad somebody suggested it. And if you are new, you might as well hear what somebody in the audience did, because after that, I did one clean version, literally. In the entirety that I've probably done this, I've probably done it without swearing 3 whole times. And somebody, the first time I did it clean, they recorded me. And I can't see because of all the comments, but I'll find it. But somebody did record it. Where the hell is this at? The sun is so bright that I can't see this behind all the comments. I think it's this one. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. And this long hair goes out to all the ones who said that XRP would never, ever, and I repeat, ever go under $1 again. As my hair is proof, it's been a very long time since we've even hit $1, let alone be under $1. So let that tell you where the true motives lie on YouTube, with many of them that are trying to lie to you. I wear glasses cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. I thought that was clever as hell that somebody put that together. So the only good news is when XRP is doing bad now, I can put my hair in front of my head, and then I don't have to see the screen anymore. You know? So that's good news. Although the longer my hair gets, I'll be honest, the bigger I feel like my face looks. Because every time I comb my hair back, I look a lot smaller in the face. But when my hair's out like this, I swear it makes me look like I've gained like 30 pounds. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to start wearing a ponytail, though, I'll tell you that much. And now here's what we were talking about with the HBAR. Remember, it was up like 76%, and somebody said that they were buying all their profits. And I said, hold on. I'd rather sell 50% there than buy 50, or, you know, than buy more, because you have more of a chance of it going down 10, 15% than it just going up. And now look. Just by that logic, you could have sold 50% there when I said it, or just sold, and now I could buy it back. See? But it's absurd to think that when things have... Now, the other thing that's scary is, what if the market goes into a dump? What if the market goes into a dump? This could just be to keep HBAR on the positive side of town. So there's a lot of scenarios when the market's actually bearish, and you can take HBAR from a DGB. So, oh yeah, DGB. Yeah, XRP. And thank you, Mike Stevenson. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. You said love the hair. I appreciate it. It's the longest it's been for me since 2015 when me and Julie went to California. It's the longest my hair's been since then. And yes, it was actually this long, believe it or not. It was actually down, let's see. Yeah, you know, it's making a run now because it got down to the bottom of my chin. It's definitely making a run for there now, but it's not getting cut. I almost think I want to do this to all-time highs just to prove a perfect point. Or people sell expecting the dip and it skyrockets up. Are you talking about HBAR? Well, in the defense of HBAR, it went from 76% to 63%. That was the whole point I was trying to prove. So, well, I mean, it's already come down 13% or whatever it was. Now it's coming back up a little bit. But I was just making a point that you were more likely, if you were to buy it right there up 76%, to buy 76% more with the profits, because let's face it, that's a lot of friggin' profits. So I said you were more likely that you should sell there 50%, that you could buy it for 10 to 15% cheaper on that 50% than you were to make the quick run up from where you bought it. That's all I was saying. And it proved me right. That's all. If you were going to buy it, you might as well make sure you keep some of those gains, because then at the very least you could keep 13% of what you sold out of that 50, because it was 13. I see, I'm always trying to sneak people profits, okay? That's all. But I agree with you. It could just as easily go up. But I also understand what's happening here. You ever hear of the Aladdin movies? You ever see how the carpet's under their feet and then all of a sudden it just slips out? So I said someone's going to be very happy here, but there's going to be so many more that are very, very, very unhappy. You want to be in before the pumps. And if you, God forbid, you get in before a 75% rally in the day, don't buy it more on the 75% rally. Please. You've done such a great job, because listen, let me tell you an honest to God truth. If you bought $10,000 worth And when it was up 78% or 76%, you bought another $7,600 worth. You realize that you just bought your average up like 60%. So all it's going to take is for HBAR now to come down, you know, a lot less here. You've taken a lot of your big gains and you've basically gambled it away. And I'm not just saying that to be a dick. You've done all the work. Now HBAR's your bitch. You don't want to be putting into it when it's up 76%. On the pullback you do. Like, all right, you sold 50%. Now it went back 15%, 14% here. Well, now if you're so inclined, you're like, I can't live without that 14%. Well, now you can buy back 14%. How about that? But I probably wouldn't have done anything yet. Unless I was getting rid of the whole thing. I definitely wouldn't have bought more just because I would have been afraid that it was just going to come down for a big correction. But hey, that doesn't mean you're not going to be proven right. I'm just trying to sneak profits out of here for everybody. Because no one ever went broke taking profits along the way. Nobody. Zero. Nada. The only ones that went broke that were making profits were the ones who kept in paper gains and never took any appreciation of those profits. That's what we call unrealized gains. We never realize them. They're unrealized. Hey, 2460. It's their learning experiences. But like HBAR got a huge catalyst. So who's to say it doesn't go to 20 cents right now? You know, so buying it here could be a good deal. You don't know. It's just common practice when you're up 100 or 75%. You really want to control your fate because you know there's got to be some kind of pullback coming. And maybe this was the pullback. Maybe 13% is the pullback. We don't know. But you always want to be in control of what you've done. Like the ones who have gotten into this before any of this news, into the bitch part is this could be the reward. See, this is the other part of it. This could be the reward. BlackRocks are scumbags, and we all know that they were in it early, so they could take a bunch of profit here, and then before you know it, they're like, oh shit, we got partners that want to get in around where we got in, so they sell it back down to 7, 8. You don't know. You really don't. No, it's not that you're late to HBAR. I was talking to the ones in chat, Devin, that were up 78% on this pump from just today, and they were going to buy more with their profits, which means they were buying 78% more HBAR when it was already up 78%. And I said, no, I would rather you sell 50% and buy it on the next 13 or 10 to 15% pullback if you're going to go that route. And now it's gone down about 15% from there. So thank you, Devin. See, and you're very high. You're very high. But yes, but 2460, let me be honest with you. You need experience. Listen, coming from somebody who's been through the ups and downs that you can't even imagine and can't imagine, these are experiences you need. I can talk about them. The audience can talk about them. But you need them, and sometimes it works out. So just because you bought it at all-time highs, you might have got into a discovery mode, and even after a 20% pullback, it flies up 75 to 100% more. So it's not just over. It's just now you have to survive whatever comes next, is all. And that's why leverage traders, notice how it's going so volatile. You're not going to, even the shorts, they're not going to want them just to make easy money. So you're going to get much volatility up and down, left and right. Let me go talk to Julie real quick. She'll be right out. I want to have her relax if she can. Okay, I'm just gonna wait until after with Julie because she's a little busy. So I'm gonna save this for her. Well, actually, I can't save anything. I handed it to her, so she can do what she will with it. It would be great FE4 life if it brings a lot of added liquidity. I have a hard decision to make because I'm sitting on a lot of liquidity here. Whoops, excuse me. I'm sitting on liquidity here, and you know, I've made some moves with XDC. You know, I was able to sell DGB. Well, I didn't want to, but it got sold out, and I was able to buy it back. Some 15, 20, but I bought some on the top, so some that were watching know that I have over 100,000 DGB, and it's for the fact that I'm trying to build up into a massive position there. So every chance I get, I'm trying to find a way to do just that. But now in XDC, I found a great way to build into a nice position. But XRP is the one where I still think that there's a reason why it's hanging out like this. There's a reason why, like, there's going to be some unbelievable news that comes out at some point here, and something big's going to happen. Like, is this a golden cross here that plays out with the 20 through the 200, and we get the further confirmation of the 50 through the 200, or is this just a short-term move that ends up getting slapped back down? That's something we don't know. Casper, I'm glad somebody brought it up. Casper is at a very nice spot, and that is one in the back of my mind that I know that I could build into. But in the back of my mind, I also know what I'm looking at. And Tom, I know you want to put back into Casper, but you know what you see here, probably a better buy in here. And then if it's going to make this move, it most likely did something like that. And if, well, we would have to decide from here which way it's going to go. But it looks like with any further move down, you should be able to get a buy. So Devin, if you want more, 2.8 could be an opportunity there as well. But this is, it's so tough because it could just build out into something so big. It already came down farther than I thought it was. I really thought it was going to swing down and hold this area. Well, now it came through, and we know the technical target, it could bring it down here. And secretly, if I'm being honest, oh, ladies and gentlemen, would I back up the fortuitous truck if this came, oh my God. If I ever get this chance, because that's the technical drop after losing this formation. So no, I'm sorry, Devin, and I know you own it. I'm begging this to get rejected here and to have one of these catastrophic drops and lead us into a massive opportunity. I know it seems crazy. But let me just point to recent evidence of what can happen. And everybody, I think, thought it was crazy when we had that 6-cent target for HBAR when it was just up at 14 cents. But look at HBAR had already come down. When it broke this structure, it was down 25% or 26%. Once it broke that, then we had a technical target of another 25% down, and it did it. So HBAR lost 51% from the top. That's a little more catastrophic, but if everything follows HBAR, I want to know. This is something I wanted to propose here on this live. I'm not going into the reading this evening. Let's be honest. I don't want to read any of that nonsense. I'd rather just keep talking like we are. I like to have the discussion this evening. I do. I'm having an actual great time. What if everything follows HBAR now? HBAR led the pack. It had ulterior motives with BlackRock, and then it pulls through. Is the rest of the market going to do something like that? I don't know. I look at DGB, and it's like DGB is one of them that's actually pretty much kind of done the fucking thing already. Besides the fact that if it gets a rejection here, it could come down farther. But DGB had already come down fucking 54%. So once it came down so quickly, then I'm like, holy fuck. So it's not like I got a great buyback price. Well, I mean, it's good when you consider the 007 and the sale and then buying it back after it lost some 30, 40% and being able to work the game a little bit. Not intentionally, just the way it worked out. You know? So I said, I'm not mad at XRP for waiting. I made this run up on this first attempt minus XRP. It made my summer already. I don't have to, I'm in such a better position this summer, but I'm still not satisfied because I know that I don't know yet if this is just the bear market rally of 24 that I was speaking of from 21 when we were going into the next cycles, or if this is going to be something more. Because right now, altcoins seem to have a lot more to do. This HBAR stuff, remember, I've talked about the differences with HBAR and XRP and some of the other ones, just because this has no bearing on what happens with XRP's future at all. Zero. All it does is assures you that they probably won't go after HBAR as a security. That's big. To me, it is. To me, it's big. So then I also look at some of this, what's happening. Like, one could argue, like with XLM, it's just like with the rest. Some could argue, is this coming up in a rising channel? And now that it hit the 200 days, they're going to come back down to the bottom. And are we going to start seeing something like this? Or are we going to get that explosive move here now that we have the golden cross looming? And can we shoot back up? That's what we're paying attention to. V-Chain, yeah, V-Chain is spectacular. It's just, it's in the same exact kind of rotation. It's back testing this breakout. Absolutely, it back tested this. And if I let this be drawn out farther, you could see the entirety of the back test. Whoops. But I love V-Chain. It's in the Internet of Things, V-Chain. But like this, how it's broken out here, now it looks like to me that all these could be running a back test possibly. Unless they run beautifully off of these golden crosses that have transpired now and just break up. A lot of these are showing bearishness going into the next daily candle for some reason here. So I think possibly April, I don't like when people are like, oh, this is your last chance to buy something. This is your last chance. I think that's played out. I just think that the year of 24, we're going to look back on very fondly and say, you know what? There was a lot of opportunity in 24, and in 25 at some point, we're going to be looking at it at just that. You either took advantage of it or you didn't when it presents itself. So oh yeah, yep. And just like with XRP, when the time comes, when something happens with the lawsuit, when it finally finalizes, it's not going to be a case where somebody's like, oh, it's at 54.5 cents today. When it gets announced, I'll just buy it at 57. The problem is you're going to see probably in a 2-hour span, the price go up probably 100% instantly. And then you're going to get people that are piling in at $1. That first 25% pullback, they're all selling, and then it goes up another 100%. See what I'm saying? If you don't get on before the train leaves the station, it's very hard to stay on the train when it's derailing in many different segments. Or when it looks like there's a missing part of the track only to realize it was an illusion to get you to jump off. How I feel crypto is. But just remember, nobody ever goes broke taking profits. So my best suggestion I could ever give you, if you're looking to hold things long term, the first 100% it goes up, sell it. Sell 100%. So make sure you have enough to where when you sell 50% of it to get your money back, that you have as much as you want. John, I can't blame you for that, friend. I mean, you were up a significant amount on HBAR. I can't blame you for taking that. And your portfolio probably looks the same as it did before you the pump on HBAR. So that's the beautiful thing here. So guys and gals, I got to wrap this up though. I know Julie's in there by herself, and I want to make sure that she can get a little help here. But XRP Healthcare as well. Don't forget about this, Jen. Please. Don't forget about this. Just because it's struggling, this is where we talk about at some point, if it does break through these supports, you could very well get another chance at the back test. But right now, there's opportunities. If it comes down and breaks this 5 cents, look around 4.1, and then we'll look to see if it does pull all the way back. But I'm still looking at this But yeah, XLM, truth be told, is the one, because of how I am with the rest. XLM, where it's positioned right now, is the one that I'm really looking at as a sleeper. It's just, I'm wondering if it breaks out here to 13 cents or 13.2 real quick, or does this consolidate back down? You know, but this is severely undervalued, just like XRP. They're so undervalued. This whole class is undervalued more than anybody could ever imagine. The 3Xs, it's insanity. It's just so insane. Look at the back test trying to be had here, though, with, ooh, you know what? This is actually kind of nice. You know why? Because, look, we can kind of, I'm not going to say manipulate the pattern, because that's not what we're doing. No, no. But what we can see here is now that that top resistance came out, ooh, I like doing this like a transcending formation. This is XDC. So now on the way up, no matter where you hit in this pattern, you're going to have to hit and break that downtrending resistance. But now look at this. Look at how cool this is, though. If we thought the pattern was big before, what if? So if we go here, it comes down. If we come through here, ooh, yeah. Like the Kool-Aid man said, ooh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was, that, now I feel like I just hear Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, snap into a Slim Jim. I could too with XDC. I think it's building. I think it's building a lot of pressure. Look, the reason I showed this is because we very well could be at the support side of XDC at around 3.2 for the low. And then if it does bounce up, that's a big move. That's a big, big move. So I'm actually going to switch the way this looks right now. I don't want to have so much stuff on here. I actually like, now that it made that play out, I like this revamp pattern here. I really do. I like that a lot. Because if it loses that, we know it's going to be a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's, I have high hopes for XDC. I know a lot of you know this, but XDC is one of the biggest sleepers I know. It just sleeps all day like a vampire, but when it comes out, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Oh, God, I can't wait. You hear that, XDC? I can't wait. I can't wait. But that's what I got, everybody. If you're looking to trade some of the cryptos you see me talking about here this evening, look in the video description below and or pinned comments. You've got BITUNIX. They literally have saved me so much money when I buy and sell so that I can actually swing trade. You don't need to use a VPN. And hell, I've never even done a KYC. I just sent money from Uphold via XRP or some other cryptos that they actually would let you send off, but mostly XRP. But yeah, Casper is another one. But anyhow, with BITUNIX, just before I forget, if you're leverage trading, be very careful. That's all I'm going to say. Just be very careful. Just be very careful. And obviously, they're up during high times of volatility, and that's the other reason. It wouldn't hurt them to get a few more tokens, I must say. Some of the ones that I desire. But they're working. They've added stuff every single month since I've been on there, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then, but MEXC is also in the video description below and our pinned comments. It's essentially got everything I've talked about during this live. If you can't find it on BITUNIX, you can find it on MEXC if you have ability to use it. So, and for the ones who sent support this evening, I greatly appreciate it. It was, honestly, thank you so much. For the members of Tom's Army, you mean the world to me. Dirty Dozen, welcome in. But yeah, Daniel, I would pay very close attention to Casper as well. Casper is another one. If we just rework the pattern a little bit, yeah, the short pattern looks fucked, right? The short pattern looks bad because it broke through. That's just a reality. The short pattern looks like hell. But I mean, I don't want to say it. I don't even want to show it. But I will. I mean, doesn't anybody else see this on this chart? Anybody else see that? So if it does come down, it's speaking of a downward play, but that's if it comes down. The fact that it made a newer low is very interesting. That new low is a kick in the... But it's, you could also see this. So don't think like, oh, Tom's looking at stuff. But when you look a little bit closer, the more likely scenario is that Casper's probably doing that. You can't say anything's for certain. But if it's doing that, then we very much might have bottomed out here. Something like this. So just be careful when you're trying to project a pattern, because what if we did do something like this and now all of a sudden we're in the midst of a much bigger breakout here than we even thought possible. So let's take this away and just look at it from this perspective with the evidence in front of us. So that's your couple tiers here. But just think, if it has a break up, that means we're 50% undervalued from the push back to the top. And then if you look at this, and right now the evidence suggests that we've got this entirety of this pattern on a breakout or breakdown. And now you start to talk about, because the consolidation's proving itself to a bigger level, you're talking about a move to 8-1 on that next big move. I am very tempted with Casper as well. Like everybody knows, I'm very tempted to put a big purchase in on Casper as it's been in this consolidatory phase. It's one of those tokens that in the future, it's just, when's it going to happen? A lot of them show the death cross as well. We just don't know. Yep, same Daniel. I've got them very low as well if it wicks down. If it wicks down, you know, there's the real possibility that I'll have a few 100,000 tokens. Very real possibility. And I'm trying to get into one of those scenarios with Casper, because they're not all going to do that. The Roblox and Gaming Conference up in a... Yep, that's what I'm waiting for, the Gaming Conference. And see, by not having a trigger finger that was fast enough, because I've been targeting these moves on... like, what the fuck was I waiting for? Why didn't I buy this first uptrend with Gala? Why didn't I buy 4 cents or 3.8? No, I got to be greedy, and I've got to look down at this 1.6 or 0.005 level. Like, that's what I mean. Sometimes greed costs us. And greed could very well cost me if this pattern doesn't play out the way I think it may. Because I'm looking at it from different targets, and it's playing out the way that I was watching it. And they all came so close to where I could have made massive purchases. But now what happens if this makes that huge breakup now? And then I'm going to go, but this is the risk of it. What happens if it does something like this now? But boom, but boom, but bam, and done. So let's just watch this together. We'll pay attention to all of this in rhythm. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and keep your very close eyes on B2 Gold. Since you made it until the end for transparency, and it might only last 2 cents or 3 cents on the force out if it fucks it up. But I bought like back in at 2,600 shares. Y'all remember I had 2,222 before by selling out and getting what I got. And now where it's at, now I was able to buy a few hundred more tokens for the same money. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also trying to transcend this into the biggest run I've ever seen in a token like this. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, keep your faith up with a lot of this Casper and a lot that we talked about. Have a blessed night, everybody. It's been an honor and a privilege this last hour.